All right, welcome back to another episode of Math with Mr. Young. So today we're going to work with 7.1 areas of parallelograms. Our standard is 6th grade geometry A, and our objective is that we're going to be able to find the areas and missing dimensions of parallelograms. Our mathematical literacy, we have polygon and area. All right, with 7.1 areas of parallelograms, our success criteria is that we're going to be able to explain how the area of a rectangle is used to find the area of a parallelogram. We're also going to be able to use the base and the height of a parallelogram to find its area. And lastly, we're going to use the area of a parallelogram and one of its dimensions to find the other dimension. All right, we always start the lesson with the mathematical literacy, the vocabulary words. Now, a polygon. A polygon is a plane shape that's two-dimensional with straight sides. We'll get into that as we go forth. And the area of a parallelogram. So this is important. In order to find the area of a parallelogram, you have to multiply the base by the height. Okay? And also just note that this formula also applies to rectangles, rhombuses, and squares as well. And here's the formula. To find the area, and the area, by the way, is all, do you see this square here? It's also a parallelogram. The space inside this parallelogram is called the area. Now, in order to find all this space inside, to find the area, you multiply the base times the height, or area equals base times height. Okay, the base is the bottom portion, okay, and the height is how tall it is. All right, so again, we're going to continue by finding the areas of parallelograms. So our directions tell us to find the area of each parallelogram. So we have two examples here, A and B. In the first one, you have this rhombus, okay? It's kind of like a diamond. The height of this from the vertice all the way down to the base is 14 meters. The width, or the base, is going to be 12 meters, okay? So in order to find the area, the first thing we do is write the formula. Area equals base times the height, okay? Now, the base here, area equals again, the base here is 12 meters, times the height, which is 14 meters, okay? And if you multiply 12 times 14, 4 times 2 is 8, 4 times 1 is 4, and x is 0, cross that out. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1, add your two partial products. 8 plus 0 is 8, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So the area is going to equal 168 square meters. Okay, so there's our answer. All right, so the area of this whole parallelogram, this whole rhombus, and a rhombus is a parallelogram. Now we'll make another video, we'll call it the Introduction to Geometry, following this video, to give you a better understanding. So again, the base is 12 meters, the height is 14 meters, but the area of this whole shape, this whole geometrical shape, is 168 square meters. All right, moving on to the second problem here. So up top, you see 4 feet, and then the height is going to be 8.5 feet. Now the top here, this top side, matches the bottom side, so this is also 4 feet. Now again, write the formula. That's the first step. Area equals base times the height, which is the same thing over here. Okay. Now the base here is going to be 4 feet. Area equals 4 feet times the height, 8.5 feet. Okay, so again, we have this problem here where you have a whole number times a fraction. All right, so here we go. Area equals, see, 4 times 8.5. You could even make it into a decimal point if you want, if that helps. 5 times 4 is going to be 20. 4 times 8 is going to be 32, plus 2, 34. And then move over 1. Boom. So you have the, move it up a little bit. So equals 34. So the area equals 34 feet squared. All right, so this whole area inside this shape inside this rhombus here, this parallelogram, this quadrilateral, is going to be 34 square feet. All right, we're going to continue. So right now we're going to find the area of a parallelogram, and our directions tell us to find the area of a parallelogram, but in square inches. Okay, so if you look at your shape here, we're in feet. So we have to know how many inches are in 1 foot. All right, keep that in the back of your mind. And I wrote the directions down for you guys, the steps I mean. So here's the first thing you do. Write the formula. The formula to find the area of a parallelogram is going to be area equals base times height. Okay, so base times height is basically the same thing as finding the area of a rectangle. Okay. Now, we're going to continue. Let's see here. So our base here is going to be 2.5 feet. So area equals 2.5 feet. Now we substitute the values for these variables. The variable b for base, the variable for h for height. The height is 2 feet. Now, anytime you double a number, so if we double 2.5, we're going to get 5. So area equals 5. But if you notice, the measurement is in feet, and if we're multiplying, it's going to be area equals 5 square feet. Okay. Now, again, I wanted us to convert this into square inches. Okay, so the area of this parallelogram is 5 square feet. Now we have to convert the area 5 square feet into square inches. We have to use the conversion factor. But if you remember that if we have 1 square feet, that's going to be like 1 foot times 1 foot. And again, I remember saying that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Okay, so if you look at it this way, 12 inches, 12 times 12 equals 144. So this is going to be 144 inches squared. So keep this in mind, okay? Now, if we have 5 feet squared, so we're converting, by the way, that's going to be 5 feet squared. We're going to multiply that to 144 square inches. 144 square inches would be 1 feet squared. Let's see here. So these guys would cancel out. And then we would go ahead and see, that would be multiplying to 720 inches squared. All right, so that's our answer. So we're going to say that the area of the parallelogram is 5 square feet, or 720 square inches. All right, there you guys go, and I hope this helps you guys out, and we're going to continue. All right, last thing we're going to do is model real life. Now let's read this paragraph. So the area of a parallelogram shaped forest bordered by roads is 99,000 square yards. We want to know what is the length of the deer trail. So if you look here, I have a little diagram here. So the height, and we're focusing on this little part here. Okay, so here's a bunch of trees. There's some roads here that go. It's basically a parallelogram. You have 2 parallel lines, so this makes it a parallelogram. The shape inside the roads here. Again, this is a park or a forest. Now here's deer trail. We want to know how long deer trail is. And it told us the area. It says the area of this parallelogram shaped forest bordered its roads. So again, write the formula, area equals base times the height. Now the area is going to be 99,000 square yards. And let's see here. So other clues, it does tell us the base of this. So if you kind of flip it this way, this would be the base, but we're trying to find the height. And the base is 660 yards. And again, we're trying to find the height. We don't know what the height is. That's a missing value. Okay, so we got to multiply 660 times something to get 99,000 square yards. Now, in order to do this, we're going to think back to our algebraic equations and how we solve that. We're going to use, of course, writing the formula for the area of a parallelogram, which we did. Substitute 99,000 for the area, and of course substitute 660 for the base. We're going to use the division property of equality. So let's see here, 99,000 is going to be equivalent to 660 yards. I'm just rewriting what I did right here. Area equals base times height. Now, we want to isolate the variable h, okay? And we do that by dividing on both sides of the equation by 660. 660 divided by 660 equals 1. H is by itself for the height, and 99,000 divided by 660. See if I can cross that out. So this would be 150. Okay, so the height would be 150 yards. So we can check that by, let's check it by substituting this value in here. So it should equal 99,000 is the area. 660 times 150. Let me just break out my calculator here. Let's see here. So again, I want to multiply, and I do encourage you guys to use your calculators. As we go forth, we're going to need to teach you guys how to graph. So 660 yards times, 660 yards times 150 yards equals 99,000. So that does check, and the height really is 150 yards. Okay, so 99,000 is equivalent to 99,000. So that checks. Okay. So we're going to say that Deer Trail is 150 yards long. All right, there you guys go. We just modeled real life problems. All right, so that's all we're doing today. Remember, area equals base times height. That's going to be what is going to save us today. And again, just to recap, by now for 7.1, the lesson, areas of parallelograms, by now you should be able to explain how the area of a rectangle is used to find the area of a parallelogram. You should also be able to, by now, use the base and the height of a parallelogram to find its area, and also use the area of a parallelogram and one of its dimensions to find the other dimension. Okay, so again, ask questions. We're here to help you guys, and we'll see you guys.